And now, get ready to smile again with radio's home folks, Vic and Sade, written by Paul Reimer. Well, sir, it's late afternoon as we enter the small house halfway up in the next block now. And here in the living room we find all our friends assembled. Mr. Fletcher Rush, Sade's amiable uncle, is with us today, and we hear him saying,
"Likely you never knew Ray Spelcher, Vic. No, you couldn't have, because he passed away in 1902. That was before you were born.
It was not.
February 14th, Ray Spelcher passed away.
I was very much born in 1902. I was a big husky guy eating 3 hearty meals a day and impertinently oogling the pretty girls.
That's what I say.
All right, fellas.
Anyway, Ray Spelcher invented the electric toothpick, and it was a terrible failure.
I'm ready to read Bessie's letter, Uncle Fletcher.
People were afraid to use it, apprehensive they'd get hurt. I never blamed them. Half-wit electric toothpick was a dangerous-looking do-funny. I know I wouldn't put it in my mouth. It was sort of an oversized darning needle, and when you turned on the juice, it went jab, 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 jab. You can take that business away from me, Ray. I says if I get something in my tooth, I'll use a plain wood toothpick.
Did he take it to Washington, D.C. and get a patent on it?
He passed away, Russell, honey. He passed away February 14th, 1902, before your papa was born.
I was born in 1902.
Very sad.
I wasn't born in 1902. I mean, that wasn't the year of my birth. I was born prior to 1902. I was born in 1800.
Very sad, very sad, very sad. I thought a good deal of Ray. We used to cut ice together in the wintertime in Lake Smellington, there near Ratley, Illinois.
You, through with your story now, Uncle Fletcher?
Fine.
Because I'm all ready to read Bessie's letter.
These are the facts.
I said I was ready to read it 5 minutes ago, but you started to tell a story.
Yes, when you mentioned Bessie, naturally I was reminded of Ray Spelcher.
Why, naturally, were you reminded of him?
Ray Spelcher invented the electric toothpick.
Why on earth would Bessie remind you of Ray Spelcher?
You wouldn't know Ray Spelcher, Sadie.
Well, no, and neither would Bessie.
Ray Spelcher's dead now.
Didn't he die in 1902?
All right, Mr. Smart Aleck.
Numbskull electric toothpick never caught on with a nitwit public. It was too dangerous. Jab, 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 jab.
Listen, please. I want everybody's attention.
Fine.
Ouch!
More funny man monkey shines,
You banged my elbow.
I never heard any bang.
I banged it against the library table.
Ray Spelcher married a McFrulley. Isabel McFrulley.
Uncle Fletcher, please.
I don't believe she ever did pass away. I believe she's still alive and residing in Sproul Siding, Michigan. Didn't I get a Christmas card from Isabel McFrulley 5, 6, 8, 10, 15 years ago?
I don't know.
Look, I'm going to read this letter from Bess.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
My suspenders is prized up a notch too tight.
Dear sister-in-law, thought I would write and see how you are feeling. We are fine, and Walter's kneecap seems to have let up definitely on the twinges. We are keeping our fingers crossed, hoping the darn twinges have flew the coop for good. Knock on wood. Ha-ha.
This is a letter from your Aunt Bessie, Russell, honey.
Yeah, I know it is.
How's she feeling, Sadie?
I imagine she tells. If we listen, we might find out.
That's right.
We are keeping our fingers crossed, hoping the darn twinges have flew the coop for good. Knock wood. Ha-ha.
You don't see his kneecap quit giving her trouble, are they?
It's Uncle Walter's kneecap that's on the blink.
Oh.
Well, it is.
Yes, I know. Maybe it's the piano stool's kneecap that's on the blink.
I'm not fooling. It's Uncle Walter's kneecap. I leave it to Mom.
It's the piano stool's kneecap that's on the blink.
It says right in that letter it's Uncle Walter's kneecap.
Uncle Fletcher, I'm asking you to listen to this.
It's a letter from Bessie.
Yes, it's a letter from Bessie. Now pay attention. Dear sister-in-law, thought I would write and see how you were feeling. We are fine, and Walter's kneecap seems to have let up, definitely.
See? Walter's kneecap.
Russell, be silent.
I'm just proving Uncle Fletcher was Uncle Walter's
I
kneecap.
should be silent. We're keeping our fingers crossed, hoping the darn twinges have flew the coop for good. Knock wood, ha-ha. Ha-ha.
We laughed before.
What?
We laughed when you read that the first time.
Rather not laugh 2 times at Aunt Bess's poor, rotten, stale little joke.
I'll laugh.
So will I.
How's this?
My poor sister.
Oh, well, thunder sakes.
How has the weather been down in your neck of the woods? We've had glorious summer days here in Carberry. Person would think it was the middle of August. Walter's been going to work just wearing his vest. Eunice even went barefooted the other afternoon, almost a grown-up young lady, even though she is. Look at the sense of that.
Fine.
Eunice even went barefooted the other afternoon, almost a grown-up young lady, even though she is.
Well, it means this. Means, in spite of Eunice being almost a grown-up lady, she threw aside her adult dignity one afternoon and went barefooted like a little kid.
Oh, sure. Yes, of course.
My suspenders is prized up a notch too tight.
How are Vic and Russell? I suppose Vic is still having high old times down at the office.
Oh,
Yes?
nothing.
Yeah, my suspenders is prized up a notch too tight.
Say, mate, Fern Doonbelter got married at last. She married some fellow from Freeport last Saturday afternoon in Galena. He is an older man that has been married before. From what they say, he is a very steady man and a good provider. Of course, Fern is no chicken. She don't tell her age, but she graduated from high school in the same class as Mabel Altglide, and Mabel is only a few years younger than I am. Well, Fern is a grand, lovely girl, just as sweet as she can be, and I'm happy she got herself a nice husband.
Even them up now, even them up. But watch out you don't pinch me.
Well, Russell,
I'm adjusting Uncle Fletcher's suspenders.
I see you are.
They were too tight.
Uh-huh.
He's fixing my suspenders for me, Sadie, honey. They were hiked up a notch too soon. The clasps is behind my back so naturally I couldn't reach them myself.
Are you finished now?
Yes.
What are you whispering for?
I guess I'm afraid you're mad at me for talking while you're in the middle of Aunt Bess's letter.
You
so
fellas are going to listen to Aunt Bess's letter if it takes all night.
I got something in my tooth.
I'm going ahead with Bessie's letter, Uncle Fletcher.
I got something in my tooth, and there's a chomp of chewing gum on my shoe.
How is Vic enjoying the dandy summer weather? I suppose he's still having high old times down at the office.
I didn't say anything.
Uncy has an arrangement with her papa that if she practices her piano a full hour every day, she will receive $5 silver when school starts in the fall. She hopes to memorize her piece, The Great Colorado Train Robbery Scottish, so that she can rattle it off without the sheet music. It is chock full of sharps and flats and rests and grace notes and trash. It is the one I guess I told you about where she scrapes her fingernail down the white keys and stomps on the loud pedal with both feet. Miss Bahul, her music teacher, said she planned on spending the summer in Carberry and will continue to give lessons to her pupils. I am glad of it because Uncy would get out of...
I don't like that remark. Come on over here and say that.
Where is he?
The front porch.
What doing?
Oh, he just tiptoed off.
Russell? No, I mean it. I'll read this letter to you guys if it takes all night.
Oh.
Mom?
Come here.
Okay.
I don't know why Russell tiptoed
For
off.
his sake, I'm punch.
Where's he?
The back porch.
Holler to him.
How's Howard?
Get him in here.
Hey, Uncle Fletcher.
I remember I left the screen door open.
Sit down.
I remember I left the screen door crack open, and I was afraid the flies would
Sit
get in.
down. Holler.
Hey, Uncle Fletcher.
Go after him, Russell. Tell him I want...
Come here.
I'll tell Uncle Fletcher.
No, he's on his way. Sit down.
I tiptoed out in the kitchen to get a drink of water.
So, Vic, I'm determined. I'm going to read my sister's little rotten letter, and you fellas are going to listen to it if it takes all night long.
I tiptoed out in the kitchen, Sadie, honey, to get a drink of water.
Come on in and sit down, Uncle Fletcher.
Yes, indeed.
You're going to hear Bessie's letter.
Fine.
Don't want to hear one single sound.
I still got something in my tooth. I still got a chomp of chewing gum on my shoe.
Everybody sat down, are they? All right. Listen. Dear sister and all, thought I would write and see how you are feeling. We are fine, and Walter's kneecap seems to have let up definitely on the twinges. We are keeping our fingers crossed, hoping the darn twinges have flew the coop for good. Knock wood. Ha-ha. How are Vic and Russell? I suppose Vic is still having high old times down in his office. How has the weather been in your neck of the woods? We've had glorious summer days here in Carberry. Person would think it was the middle of August. Walter's been going to work just wearing his vest. Uncy even went barefooted the other afternoon, almost a grown-up young...
Which concludes another brief interlude at the small house halfway up in the next block.